One of these cases is a phony. Can you tell which one? My seasoned Apple veterans will likely be able to spot it from a mile away. But the question I have for you today is, for a little under 10 bucks, how does this cheap knockoff case compare to the real thing? Are you really paying $50 for just the Apple logo and a flex even harder? Letting everyone know you went the extra mile and are covering your shiny new iPhone in animal skin? Or is this cheap imitation case just as good? Only one way to find out. Roll the intro. Okay, before I start, I do want to say at the conclusion of this video, I'll be giving my own opinion. Some may justify the $50 price tag of the genuine leather cases, and others think Apple is batshit insane for charging this much for a damn case. Alright, so while this is not a sponsored video, you can find these cheap, authentic cases on eBay selling for $8.99, $10.99, and on a good day, as low as $6.99 from questionable sellers who promise this is the real deal. Let me tell you right now, they are lying to your face, bro. This is far from the original, yet these sellers claim these are genuine, authentic, and OEM. As you may have guessed, these cases are from overseas sellers, mainly China, and took for fucking ever to arrive. 4.5 weeks to get my cases. Yet the listing claimed this shipping was lightning fast. Like, I even messaged the seller to ask where my cases were. His profile picture had his hairline all crooked and he said, they'll arrive in 3 business days, no cap. I'm like, yeah bro, you need one. Like, seriously, do they ship these via swimming across the Pacific Ocean? Needless to say, if you need a case as soon as possible, this is not the route to go. Affordable? Yes, very. But do keep in mind the price you pay for the huge reduction in price. It's crazy though, because these sellers offer all the colors Apple currently offers. So you could go and spend the $300 Apple is asking for all 6 colors at $50 a pop, or pay as little as $50 through these eBay listings for all 6. Sounds like you're getting a steal, huh? But let's dive much deeper and dissect the biggest differences between the real cases and these cheap imitation ones. For starters, the packaging is eerily similar to the original, so close to it. You have this copycat white Apple box that looks almost indistinguishable from the original. One thing to point out is that at least on the product red case, the product red branding is missing on the fake case that came from overseas. The box is also thinner as compared to the real one. You get the same pull tab to open it up and have the instructions within the box that showcases you how to install the case. You know, in case you have never applied a case for your iPhone in your lifetime. You have those instructions to help you out. Pretty handy if you ask me. Another dub for Tim Apple and the boys at Apple HQ. The back looks nearly identical as well from the real one, and even has that iPhone 11 Pro Max leather case text in multiple languages, even having the natural leather text to accompany it. But as we'll see, I strongly doubt this leather is of any good quality. What is different, however, is towards the bottom, instead of having these 2 stickers with the barcode and other information about compatibility, it is rather simply printed straight onto the box. For a clone, the presentation gets an A+ from me. First thing I noticed right away as soon as I took it out, which assured me 100% these are not the originals, is this black plastic piece surrounding the square camera cutout. It's not as noticeable on the darker cases like forest green, black, or midnight blue, but is way more noticeable on, say, the yellow or brighter product red case. I don't really know why that plastic piece is there. Maybe to help elevate the phone slightly higher to protect the cameras? I don't know. The other visual cue that shows you this is as fake as your ex's no job is the Apple logo. On the original, the Apple logo is embossed on the back and for the most part looks really clean and sunken in. On the fake cases, it looks like a C+ attempt at trying to replicate it. The logo isn't even sunken in like it is on the original. Rather, it looks like a very simple carving of the Apple logo. Other than that, and if you don't pay much attention, it could almost pass for the real deal. In terms of feel, it definitely does not feel as premium as the original. It feels way more plasticky and much more slippery. That being said, if you flip the case and look on the inside, you'll be able to blatantly see that these 2 cases are made with different materials. The cheapo case I ordered from China says material leather, while the original case says natural leather. You'll also notice right above this, the fake case goes as far as even having the same iPhone logo with the phrase designed by Apple in California, along with assembled in China, just like the original, with the only difference being the different model numbers and the fact that the fake case has the text ever so slightly higher than the original. The microfiber material found on the fake case is also of questionable quality. The real case definitely has a much softer feel to it, and I am much more inclined to put my iPhone inside the real one rather than the fake one, for fear the fake one may be less effective at protecting the frosted glass on my iPhone 11 Pro Max. You'd be surprised at all the dirt and debris that gets trapped back there from taking your phone in and out of your pocket and from general daily use. But that's not even the worst part. No sir. I would like to direct your attention over to the volume up and down buttons and the power button. Notice anything? Yup. The fake case does not have those matching metallic buttons that give your iPhone that ever so satisfying responsive clickiness that we have all come to know and love from Apple's official leather cases. This is a big one for me, as with the fake cases, I don't really know if I actually raised the volume a bit or not, especially while out and about at a busy store or street and not having headphones in. The responsiveness just isn't there and makes the experience much less enjoyable, especially when coming from official Apple leather cases that already have the included metallic clicky buttons. As far as fit is concerned, we have yet another small difference. The iPhone does fit snugly inside, no issues there, but for some reason, these fake cases add about an extra millimeter of thickness to the width, which is noticeable when comparing it between the original and this fake one. The extra thickness also makes the mute switch harder to access, so you'll really have to dig your crusty nail much deeper in there to switch it from mute to activate the ringer. It's not a big deal. The extra thickness may actually add to the protective factor of the case and may protect it better during a fall, but with an already pretty chunky phone this year, the added thickness to the width of the phone makes it less comfortable to hold, especially while doing physical activity where you primarily hold your phone in your hand, like say going out for an outdoor run, or simply making a phone call and holding it to your ear. For my last and final point, we'll look at color, and for the most part, the colors are pretty decent. The originals will of course be more vibrant and have those darker, richer colors, but on the color side of things, these cases are alright. I only wonder how these cases will look over time. Of course, they don't look exactly like the original, they are a different shade, but they're okay for what they are. I only wonder how these cases will look over time. As some of you may know, the authentic cases, being made of a thin layer of natural leather, will slowly darken over time. This effect is known as a patina and looks super gnarly on darker cases like the black, and looks especially nice on saddle brown as it starts to get that traditional dark brown color most think about when they hear the word leather. I know lighter colors like this yellow one here tend to just look dirty over time rather than it having that beautiful patina. I love seeing the change in the colors of the leather as it truly gives your authentic cases character and tells a unique story of where and what the case has endured. With these fake cases having that cheaper faux leather, I don't think the patina process will look good on them, if they even patina at all. But for $8 or $9, did you really expect to get high quality leather? Apple charges a kidney for their cases, and I'd even go as far as saying that the leather on those official cases is of subpar quality as well, mainly due to the fact that the layer of leather is so thin, with the majority of the case being comprised of that plastic inner shell shrouded with that thin layer of natural leather. And I know it's weird, but does anyone else ever smell their leather products? I mean, like, who doesn't love the smell of fresh leather? Whether it be a sleeve or leather case, they always have this distinguishable smell, and these fakes surely don't even get close. Putting your nose up to the fakes and you will faintly get a whiff of a plasticky scent, sort of like chemicals instead of leather. Definitely not a pleasant smell. So are the cheap imitation leather cases worth it? Absolutely. At the end of the day, fake or real, they serve the same purpose. It's like comparing generic brand medicine to name brand medicine. They both serve the exact same purpose. In this case, to protect your phone. The fake cases still have that opening at the bottom to allow for the microphones, speakers, and lightning port not to be obstructed. The fake cases, just like the real ones, have the same protruding lip around the perimeter of the case to protect the front glass of your phone if you ever lay it face down. The cases are great at what their main purpose was intended for, to protect your phone. However, you do get a few drawbacks. You get cheaper materials, no metallic buttons, slightly thicker width-wise, and takes an eternity to arrive if purchasing from the United States. I know there are hundreds of imitation aftermarket cases, both for the silicone and leather Apple cases. A simple eBay search for official leather Apple iPhone case will yield hundreds upon hundreds of listings for cases. Most, though, tend to have similar features to be easier to manufacture and bring bring down costs like the aforementioned cheaper materials, no metallic buttons, etc. Really, the main reason to go for the authentic cases simply comes down to preference. I am someone that 9 times out of 10 would prefer a first party accessory. Very rarely do I buy third party, and that doesn't just go for Apple, I'm talking in general. My camera gear is almost entirely Sony, from lens caps to even backup batteries. Again, it all comes down to preference. I have no doubt thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of these fake cases are sold on a monthly basis around the world. The main goal of this video was to present alternatives to Apple's pricey first-party accessories. If you want something cheap and are willing to wait 2 to 4 weeks to receive your product and don't care at all about not having an authentic case, then by all means order 1. Order 3. Heck, order duplicates and give one to your mom and your 8-year-old brother who has a better phone than you. Or, if you have your money for it and prefer the reliability and you're just brand loyal, then by all means spend your money however you'd like. Make it rain on them. At the end of the day, they're both phone cases and ultimately serve the same purpose. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Are you a fan of these faux leather cases? Or do you fall in the latter camp and prefer Apple's genuine and authentic natural leather cases? Let me know in the comments below, and I can't wait to catch you all in my next video. And as always, take care of yourselves and each other.